This story will be told by me, the man in the relationship. Well, I had a relationship that was very complicated, very toxic, very complex, full of issues, a lot of disorder. To get things in order, I was in my third year of college, and honestly, I ended that relationship and my mind was messed up. I was feeling kind of bad, kind of shaken, not really understanding how I was going to move on, you know? It's a post-breakup thing. Since I was already a senior in college, every time a new semester started, it was me and a buddy. We used to keep an eye on the freshman girls because we were always there with the group to invite them, sometimes to parties, to join the groups, to be part of the game room, things like that. And that's when a friend of mine started seeing a girl, and through her, I ended up getting closer to their group because my friend was involved, and I met the girl's friend, the one my friend was getting along with. She was a charming girl, nice, and a good person. Soon after, I invited the girls to join a place at the college, which is a spot where students can spend their free time. Like to rest, wait between classes, read, or do something, but nobody really reads there. People who want to read go to the library. It's a place where we hang out playing games, like playing Truco, we bring cards, games, those kinds of things, and we spend a long time playing Truco. She was really funny, super nice, and also really pretty. And I found a way to keep her hair clipped just so I could have something to talk to her about, you know? And that's exactly what happened. I kept her hair clipped and I texted my bro. My bro talked to her friend gave me her number, and I started talking to her. We started chatting and everything. The conversation went really well, but she warned me that she was in a relationship with a guy who lived in a city next to hers. But that as soon as he came, because their relationship was really bad, it was really down, she was also thinking about breaking up. As soon as he came back to the city, she would break up with him, which for me was fine, okay? I had also just ended a relationship recently, so we had that in common to talk about. All I know is that a few weeks after I talked to her a lot on social media, we ended up making out in the college parking lot. I don't know if she actually broke up with her boyfriend before being with me, but honestly, I didn't even want to know and I didn't ask. I was just enjoying the moment. And that's when we started seeing each other more regularly, right? We started seeing each other every day. I started going to her place. We started having a relationship. We went to college parties together, went to bars together, slept together, spent time together. And before we knew it, we were extremely attached, Even though I had developed feelings for her, I felt like she had developed those feelings for me first. And she didn't want a relationship, she didn't want to date, and she said she wasn't ready to be in a relationship because she had just gotten out of her own relationship. So she wanted a little time to breathe, but she said she would be with only me. And it turns out I didn't want to date either. I was still messed up in my head from my previous relationship. I still wasn't ready to go into another relationship. But my mistake and my failure, and today I recognize it, was telling her that I would also be with only her, even though I was seeing other girls, I could have been honest, but I ended up not being, and time just went by and all that. She went on a trip, and when she came back, she checked my social media. There, she found a conversation of mine with another girl, and she confronted me, called me out, argued with me. It was a whole thing. I was still confused from my previous relationship and already going through some turbulence in my current casual relationship. I ended up promising her that I wouldn't do that anymore and that I wouldn't be with anyone else, it wouldn't be like that anymore. Well, after that, I started being with only her for real, I told her I'd only be with her and wouldn't do that again. But honestly, from then on, things just went downhill for us. Our relationship started going from bad to worse. She didn't make sense anymore. She didn't really care anymore. She didn't want to be with me as much anymore. It was a relationship that little by little we started to feel just wasn't flowing right. And there was a day when she actually asked me to be with another girl, just so she could see if she felt jealous, to know if she still felt anything for me. And honestly, the worst part is that I did what she asked. I was with another girl, and after that, she stayed with me. It was normal, as if nothing had happened. In fact, she made this request right around my birthday. And besides not coming to my birthday, another girl was the one who went, because she really didn't care about being with me. She didn't go to my party or anything like that. But anyway, on my actual birthday, on the date, she came to the door of my classroom. I went out and she came, holding a little cake in her hand. It was the cutest thing. Her eyes were shining and I felt a little embarrassed. We talked for a bit. I wanted to hug her. I wanted to kiss her. I missed her so much and she came and kissed me, and what a kiss. It was a charming kiss. It was such a delightful kiss. It was a very, very good kiss. And after that day, we got together and started going out a lot more often. I ended up sleeping at her place again. And yeah, we were eager to start a new relationship, but a real relationship with everything organized, feelings in the right place. And then came the sudden breakup, like just a few days later. She came and broke up with me and said she didn't want it anymore, and that was it. Everything we had, And I was honestly even more confused than I already was. And I tell this story a lot because sometimes we're not honest and loyal with ourselves, even when we're in a relationship. Many times we become a version of our partners become a version of ourselves, and we get mixed up. And when our partner becomes someone we no longer admire, without realizing it, we stop admiring a part of ourselves too. That messes with our minds. It leaves us trying to understand who we are, what we're doing here, things like that, So when I got involved with that girl, what I learned is that I should have been loyal to myself. I should have told myself that I wasn't ready. I shouldn't have tried to be loyal to someone else when I wasn't being loyal to my own wishes and to myself. And let this be a lesson for people. If you want to, if you're single and you feel like being with other girls, don't be afraid or ashamed to be honest. Before, if a woman says, "Oh, you're no good because you want to be with several people," you can answer, "But I told you because I wanted something casual. If you want a relationship, I'm not ready, so I understand and will let you go. You can be with someone when you're ready, or let them talk. No, I'm single, I want to stay single, but I like you and I want to keep seeing you." But we don't have a commitment, and maybe the other person can say that too, right? Okay, I also don't want a relationship, I also don't want a commitment, and we just keep seeing each other. And sometimes this relationship goes much further than if you lied, right? Than if you said you were feeling something that deep down you're not. Of being found out and coming across as a liar, as a cheater, as a player, as things that you really aren't. So today I'm here to share that we really need to make a clear distinction between someone you're just seeing and someone you're actually dating. Hi Maquetes, how's everyone? I love when men share stories. It's cool because we usually hear more from women. That's why I chose this one. Girl, because I'm one of those people who tells my friends that we need to be careful. Between being a 50% hookup and a 100% hookup, because when you're a 100% hookup, you're actually committed. And commitment is synonymous with a relationship, and a relationship is synonymous with seriousness. When you're just hooking up, it's something more fun, it's something more liberal, it's something where you come first. Because when you commit to a relationship, it's like you put that person in the same place as yourself, in terms of importance, priority, attention, right? You have to understand that a relationship is about taking a part of yourself out to make room for a part of someone else. When you're just seeing someone, you have that feeling like, no, I don't have a commitment to this person, I'll do whatever I want and that's fine. The person stays with me the way I am, or they don't. So when I tell my friends, like, did the guy tell you he doesn't want a relationship? Why are you doing more for him, trying to prove to him that he should date you? Do you want to change his mind and prove you'd be a great girlfriend, showing him what he's missing? If someone isn't ready, that's okay. They're just not ready. It's better for her to honestly admit she's not ready than to claim she wants something serious and is committed to you, only for you to discover she's lying. The trust is gone, and you'll never really be able to trust each other again. So yes, we have to know how to differentiate and have our own boundaries. Dia de Paula, what do you mean? So I'm going to teach you now with some tips how you can separate actions from what is intrusive in a relationship, for example. I'm a mother, so I'll use myself as an example, okay? Going to my house and spending time with my son is something that someone I'm just having fun with would do. Or should it be something serious, where there really has to be someone important there? What do I want my son to see? Because I can also choose for him to see me with several men. And that's okay. But what do I want? No, I want to protect him from that. So this person here isn't someone for a relationship. This person is just going to meet my son and come into my house. If we get to that point, okay, I, Paula, am a little pickier. Nicknames, affectionate ones like love, honey, darling, are things I like in relationships. When I'm seeing someone and they call me darling or love, that's fine with me. She can call me that, but if she expects the same from me, like asking if I have a nickname for her, that's not happening. No, because that's something I save for when I'm actually in a relationship. We're not in a relationship yet, so we haven't taken that step, and that's okay. Because when you have these boundaries and these rules, they're for yourself, not for the other person. And the other person will understand that you know your own worth, you know your essence, you know what you give and what you want to receive, and where you are, and your place. This place here is a place for someone you're just seeing. So I won't go to that place with you, because going to that place with you is a girlfriend's role. I was invited to go to a guy's daughter's birthday party with him, and I said no, because you don't have a serious relationship with me. We're just seeing each other. It's your daughter's birthday, where her mother will be, where a lot of your family members will be. You've never shown up with me. Nobody knows who I am. We're going to take the focus off your daughter, and the focus will become me. Instead of it being your daughter's birthday and her shining, it will be your daughter's birthday. The day he brought that girl there, when he introduced that girl to the family, you know? And this feels much more like a provocation to go to this birthday rather than anything else. Because he wants my company, you know? So that's the limitation. I put myself here. The one who does that is my girlfriend version. The one who does that is my dating version. So I chose this story because I know that many girls give themselves as if they were girlfriends to a guy who never once said he wanted to date them. You know, we really have to know what we give and what we expect in return. We really have to know what we expect from someone and what we shouldn't expect. Because you don't have anything, you know? So I use this story a lot because of that, right? Stop giving 100% to someone you're just seeing if they're only giving you 50%, okay? Whoever gives you 50% deserves 50%. Paula's day, he's as intense as me and gives 100%. But what about you? Do you want that? Because like I said, the limit isn't for the other person, the limit is for yourself. If you see that he's being too intense and you don't want a relationship, then you have to be the one to cut it off and say something. You're not my boyfriend. That place doesn't belong to you, you know? If you want to be my boyfriend and sit in that little chair, just ask me right here, ask me to be your girlfriend, and then we can talk, you know? And that's it. I hope you all enjoyed today's story. If you also have a story about being a girl who's 100% just hooking up and then ends up in a relationship or wants to be in a relationship, send me your story so I can share it here on my channel. Share your thoughts in the comments, like, share, subscribe, and see you in the next video.